So Mulan came out, saw it, and want to give a review on my thoughts on the movie, what was good, what was bad. And like I've done in videos before, I'm going to have the first part be spoiler free, and then the second half of the video, we're going to go into full spoilers, stuff I really liked, stuff I didn't like, if I didn't like it at all, if I really liked it, and then my score. So this is David from Chibi, David the Smash fan from Chibi Podcast. Let's get started. So if you've seen Mulan before, the 1998 version, this live action, again, fundamentally, it follows the same path. So you have Mulan, whose father is told to go into the Imperial Army because we have the bad guy. I think his name now is Rowan. He's attacked and he wants to take over China. And so the Imperial Army is asking each family to send one able male family member to go help with the army. And Mulan, since her family doesn't have any males that are able to, aside from the dad, but he's weak, she goes in his stead. And in this one, if you've seen the trailers, you see that one of the first changes they have is they have a witch. That's the hawk. So in the original one, the leader had the hawk that scouted and all that stuff. So in this one, the hawk is actually a witch whose name is Jean Lang, I think, if I'm saying it correctly, hopefully. And yeah, and then there's like a few there's other changes in the movie which I'll go into later, but that's basic premise of the movie. So let's talk about good and bad things here. So again, spoiler free about the movie. So I think the first thing that I want to mention that I thought was really cool about the movie was that they incorporated kind of like older style Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee fighting in the choreography, and then Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon type things there as well. Like you see like this part where there's the ninja, they look like ninjas basically, and they go and attack, and they find this in this hallway, and it's really cool. We have this guy, one of the side characters, who does like this turnaround bow and arrow flick thing that shoots 2 arrows. It was really cool. And they do that cool part where they're on the horses and then they jump off it and they land on the wall and then they like start climbing up it. So that was really cool, and incorporate a little bit more of like why they can do that in the movie. I think actually a standout performance of the movie has to be the witch. The witch, and I'll go more details into her, but she has a lot of character development from the beginning and then to the very end of the movie. And you see, like, even though she's done bad things and she kills tons of people, they tell you why she's like that, and she explains herself why she's like that, and then she has this change at the end, and it was actually really cool that they did that for her. And actually, to be honest, I think it would be cool if they made the movie based around her instead of Mulan, and I'll go into that a little bit later, because I think she had the most character development than anyone else in the movie. Another really good thing is, so they don't have any of the songs, like they don't sing any of the songs, but they do a orchestral rendition of Reflection, and they played I think 2 or 3 times, and the way that it plays and the way that it sets the setting of what's going on in the story, it was amazing. And the whole score is actually pretty good too. And they reference like songs here and there. Like when I was watching, and I was like humming the songs, like this is the part where they should be singing, like let's get down to business. So you'll probably find yourself doing that too if you watch the original Mulan movie, and when you watch this one, you'll kind of like, oh, this is where they should be singing, and you'll probably sing it, even though the soundtrack and what's playing may not like what's the word? It may not hint at that's the song that they're playing, but you'll just do it just out of habit. At least that's what I did. So bad things, and there were some bad things about this movie. So Mulan, I think that she got kind of shafted in the movie. She didn't really grow too much, at least compared to everyone else that's in the movie. Again, compared to the witch, she didn't have that much character growth, and I'll go more into why that is. And they changed her character, and I didn't like that. They changed it to something different, something that is not of the original movie. And again, I'm not trying to say it should be exactly the same. I don't want a Lion King live action remake, but I think that was a very important point and part of Mulan, the way that she was written in the animated movie, and they completely stripped that in this one. And so that kind of left me thinking, why did they make this movie? The other one, so there were no songs, especially the best song in the movie. That's right, True to Your Heart, best song ever. I was waiting for it to play at the end, but no, so I just sang it with my friends. Other one, side characters, they hardly there. I mean, aside from like the bad guys, the Emperor, I mean, all of the other funny side characters that were there, they're in there, sprinkled a little bit here and there, but they're not really part of the story, and not, at least not enough to make a big impact. There's like a little bit in there, but not too much, and so that kind of sucks. I think they could have utilized him a little bit more, and they didn't. I just don't understand why. And then here's actually one thing. I don't know if it's bad or not, but it just made no sense. At 2 parts, I think it's 2 parts or 3 parts, there's a random narrator or narration that comes on. This guy he's narrating, he's like, and then this, and then this happened, you know, telling us what's going on. It was kind of weird. I was taken back, but I was like, I don't think we needed a narration here, so, but whatever. If that's what you want to do, go ahead. It just didn't really speak to me. It didn't seem necessary. So overall, if I were to watch this, I mean, well, am I going to watch it again? I guess is the real question. And I don't think so. I think it was a nice, fun watch first time, but it doesn't really scream out, let's see it again and again and again and again. And as a score, I actually, like I said, it wasn't like too bad. There's just enough changes to where I wasn't especially like satisfied with the movie at the end. And so my score is 7.5 out of 10. Actually, it was going to be a little bit lower, but as I was thinking about some of the good parts in the movie, it bumped it up a little bit. So, but yeah, 7.5 out of 10. So yeah, I say watch it once. I think it's good to watch for once. If you don't want to pay the $30, get like 10 friends, pay $3 each. There you go. You can watch it. Or other ways. Anyway, I'm not endorsing anything to do anything illegal, but there's always ways. So let's talk about the spoilers and the actual like nitty gritty stuff that really either was good, bad, or anything in between. So I'm gonna say a good thing. I really liked the fighting sequence. So when Rowan's forces attack the Imperial City and they think that the Emperor is in his castle part or whatever, his throne. They have to get past through this hallway, and that's where they're met up with some of the fighting forces. And you have this huge fight scene that, again, it really reminisces me of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Bruce Lee. They're like running up all the walls. Mulan's doing that. She's like going like this, trying to dodge the mace and all that. And it was actually really, really cool. I give props to that choreography and props to that scene, because that scene really stuck out. The witch. So the witch, like I said, she had great character development and she stole the show for me. So the witch, she's seen as she's portrayed as being a slave to Rowan, and that she's working with Rowan, but that she's so powerful that she could kill Rowan at any time. And Rowan's like, but you can't. And this is why, because she's not interested in money. She's not interested in power. She really just wants to be accepted. In the movie, she talks about how she was like basically thrown aside because of the power that she has, and this power, I guess everyone has, and it's chi. Okay, it's chi, and but she has abundance of it. She knows how to control it, and up to the point that she can shapeshift into a hawk. And she actually talks to Mulan and says, "I was like you. I was betrayed. I was cast aside. You know, join me, and you know, we don't have to be lonely anymore." And Mulan ultimately decides, no, but you're evil. I'm not, and I need to save my country, and you know, goes the opposite way. And a cool part in the movie was near the end where she knows that the Emperor's not at his throne and starts going to Rowan. And the reason she does that is because she meets up with the witch, and the witch turns to a hawk, and it looks like she's escaping, but she's actually leading Mulan to where the Emperor is. And Rowan gets pissed off, and then because the witch like confronts him and says like she's a warrior. Well, she says she's a woman. I think it would be better if she said she's a warrior, because Rowan keeps saying yeah, this girl here, and she's like a woman. I think warrior actually would have been better because they actually talked about it, like we're warriors, but whatever. That's a little nitpicky thing. But then her arc ends when he draws his bow, and it looks like he's gonna shoot her, but then he turns his bow and then shoots at Mulan, and at which point the witch turns back into a hawk, gets in front of the arrow, and then she dies from the shot. I thought this death was kind of dumb because Mulan, if you see the movie, she's like 10 feet, 20 feet away from people, and she's able to dodge arrows no problem. She has like godlike reflexes, and so her to dodge that arrow would have been pretty easy. So again, I think having the witch die kind of sucked. I think maybe injure would have been better, and then maybe seeing something happen with the witch and maybe being accepted in China or something. I don't know, but yeah, her death, I think it was a waste because I think they could have used her more. Oh, so Mulan. Okay, so I told you that Mulan's character was changed. So in the original movie, Mulan is this woman here. She has no formal training of combat in any way or with weapons. She goes into the training camp and she sucks at everything. And so she needs to build her confidence. She needs to build her abilities, and she does that. And she's not like the best fighter, but she's very smart, and she uses that intelligence to, you know, when she fights the Huns in the first time, that she sees, you know, the avalanche part, and then she shoots the rocket thing to destroy and to take them down, because she knows she can't really fight them and beat them all one-on-one. And even at the end in the anime movie, when she fights the bad guy, I forget his name. I don't think it's Rowan. I think it's something else. She is able to fight, but again, she doesn't win because she's way good. She wins because she's smart, and I really like that about her. And in this one, they basically made her Rey from the new trilogy of the Star Wars. So what do I mean by that? Well, she's had this amount of chi that she's been able to at her disposal since she was little. She's just been like suppressing it. So if you kind of think of, if you saw like X-Men Apocalypse, how you had Jean, I guess she always had the Phoenix in her, and when she was fighting Apocalypse, she was able to just let it go. Kind of like Elsa as well, like just let it go and just embrace the power. So they kind of did the same thing with her, and if they've been following this formula for a while now, and so it made her abilities or her feats that she does in the movie, like, oh yeah, that's to be expected. That's par on course. That of course she can do that because she has the chi. Not like, I can't believe she did that with such little training, or she can't believe she did that because even though she's not a master in fighting, she's able to pull off feats because of the tons she already has. But they changed that, and so they made it to where she can kick arrows and hit people. I mean, that's the way she killed Rowan. She like the Emperor was cool. Like, you have Rowan shoot the arrow, and then you have the Emperor grab it, and he just kind of chucks it up. But then Mulan like kicks it back, and Rowan thought he grabbed it, but he didn't. So, but yeah, they changed it into like that she has always been powerful, and that kind of sucked. I like the growth that she had in the original one, and this one they just made it so she always had the power. She could always do. She just needs to unleash it. That I don't like. You might like it, but I didn't like it one bit. There's one thing that I wanted to point out, that I don't know if you like this or not, even if you cared that this scene was in the movie, but it actually, I think symbolically it worked well in the animated movie, and in this one I don't think it would have, because they're trying to be more historically accurate, and this scene wasn't historically accurate. And it's a scene where she's getting ready to take all of her father's armor and then go to the training. She does this part where she grabs the sword and then she cuts her hair. And this symbolizes that she's like basically saying, I'm not gonna be a woman anymore, or at least I'm gonna hide the fact that I'm a woman, and I'm gonna dedicate my life and everything to portray myself as a man, so that my father doesn't go out and fight and die. You know, so that was very symbolic in the movie when she cuts her hair, because it just shows dedication of the choices she's about to make. And what I actually found out was that this scene is historically inaccurate, and when they showed it in China, it didn't really pan out well for the audience. They thought it was like, this doesn't make any sense. Why is she doing this? But I think it was actually a really strong scene, again, showing her dedication. And in the live action movie, they don't have this. And again, they're trying to be more historically accurate, but again, they have like shape-shifting witches. So I don't know if you like that they took it out, or if you even care. I just thought it was something interesting that I read, and I think, it is. I think it should have been in there, or at least something like similar. I mean, the only thing that they kind of did this was when Mulan fights the witch the first time, and this is like when the narration comes in, and this is where it's weird, where like she gets impaled, or almost impaled, by a little ninja star, and then she gets hit, and it's with a lot of force. She gets hit into like the cliff, and then falls to the ground, and the narration comes, and it's like, at this time, Mulan, which I think her name is Mulan, Hua Jun, I think is her name, that she gives off instead of Ping. So it says like, at this moment, Huan Jun was dead, so the witch was right, but now Hua Mulan is alive. And it was weird. I did not understand why the narration was at that part, but yeah, I think it was better if they kept that out. But those are just, again, a few of the things, I guess, bigger things that stuck out to me of why this movie wasn't as great as I was hoping it to be. Like, I was hoping it to be really, really good, but I think they wanted to make enough changes so that it's not a direct scene for scene shot of the original, that it led to making some bad choices. And I think it was in development hell for actually a little bit too. That also might have affected what kind of writing they want to do with Mulan. But yeah, again, I think it's worth watching once. If you get a lot of friends, all pitch in for the movie and watch it all together, go ahead and do that. But yeah, I don't think I'll watch it again. But let me know what you guys thought. If it was good, if it was bad, if you don't really care, or if you're just gonna wait till December when it becomes free, or so I've heard, in December. So thanks so much for watching. This is David the Smash Fan from Tune Up Podcast, and I'm out.